Hello everybody, welcome back to Trio Planet. My name is Terrell, and today is Season 2, Episode 9?
Yeah, 9.
9? Episode 9 of The Bad Batch, titled The Crossing. I'm joined again with my wonderful co-host, Mr. Jordan.
Hey everybody.
And so episode 9, The Crossing, is pretty disconnected from the two episodes we got last week, The Clone Conspiracy and Truth and Consequences. The Bad Batch have been sent to a unnamed planet, as far as I'm aware. I don't think they ever named it.
Not far as I know.
To mine a mineral called
Ipsium or whatever.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try it. It's the mineral. We'll call it the mineral, right? So they go to a mine that Sid's purchased. Sid's the Trandoshan lady. She's not really been in that much.
No, she's in a lot less this season than she was last season.
Yeah. So she's bought a mine that's apparently got some ipsium, or the mineral, in it. And they're going in to the mine, and they're a man down, because, Echo's now with Rex. Good for him. Sad for Omega.
Yeah, Omega.
And Omega and Wrecker are told to stay outside and basically keep guard because there's poachers in the area, which becomes evidently clear when it cuts to someone eyeing their ship and them. Hunter and Tech find a deposit of the mineral, and so they call Omega in to help them mine it. Meanwhile, the Bad Batch's ship, the Marauder, is being broken into, which, not great for them. And as they're leaving with the ipsium that they've acquired, their ship's stolen. So, not great for them. Tech tells them that he detected a settlement 40 clicks that way, and they decide that they're going to go and walk for it. So they're in a crevasse, they're, having a great time, and then the floor begins to rumble. Hunter's looking around, and then a stampede of antelope-like creatures begins running them down. So they climb up a rope to get above them. Meanwhile, Wrecker covers the ipsium container with his body, getting trampled in the process. Does not look fun.
No.
Then the storm appears. The storm's sort of been lingering in the background in the entire episode, and it's sort of moving towards them now, so they start running. They find another mine that's open, and so they decide to take shelter in there, but Tech drops the ipsium container because prior to the storm appearing, they had a little argument about Wrecker dropping the container, and so Tech's carrying it. Tech drops it, so, screw you, Tech. And it gets blown up into the wind and blows up the entrance to the mine, barricading and basically blocking the Batch's escape from it. Omega loses her mind with Tech because he just doesn't care about anything or anyone. So Omega runs off into the cave, where she finds a massive deposit of the mineral, like a lot of the mineral. And when Tech finds her, they decide they can use a vial of it to bust out, and they can mine the rest of it because it's purer than the ipsium that they'd already mined. That doesn't go great, however, because Omega tries a bit too hard and ends up falling into an underwater aqueduct. Tech does not hesitate, jumps in after her, and they fall off the edge of a waterfall and into a place with an exit that is very much more easier to get out of than the caved-in entrance. So Tech and Hunter join them. They have to be very careful not to blow up the mineral. They get to a town they use a long-range transmitter to contact Sid, who says she might be able to get a transport to them in a few days, but they don't have enough rations for that. And Omega gives the rousing speech of, "We'll do it together as a team, and we'll figure a way out of there." So, until next time, see you next week.
Yeah, see, tune in, same Bad Batch time, same Bad Batch channel.
So
yes, I just tried to do an Adam West Batman reference.
So it's sort of a part one, but they didn't call it a part one.
No, like they did a 2-parter last time, and I'm like, what is this going to end with? Us waiting another week? Like, why couldn't they just release these two together like they did with us? But it's what it is.
Indeed, it is what it is. So, what did you think, John?
I thought it was fine. Didn't bother. It kind of bothered me that we're gonna have to wait for part 2, but whatever. I think Omega was definitely the emotional aspect of this episode. She was the one with the entire emotion going on. She definitely filled us with emotion to the point where she lashed out at the Bad Batch and just decided to leave them, and then look through a wall and find the rest of the stuff that they were needing. So they used a lot of that mineral. Anyways, they definitely used a lot of it. Now, yeah, Sid. I think we're kind of learning what the guy meant by that. Sid obviously is not gonna do the same for the batch that they did for Sid. So I really do feel as if the Bad Batch's time with Sid is probably gonna come to a close. Maybe. I feel like. And something you said during the episode while we were watching it as well, about how it seems that we've lost, well, not lost, but people have left after each other a few times. So last season it was Crosshair, this season it was Echo. So that you're thinking that maybe it's going to come down to everybody leaving the team, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping that's not what they're doing. I'm hoping that's not how they're going to have the team end up, basically how their story ends, because we know that when it comes to the original trilogy,
2 seconds, Jordan. You might want to recheck because I'm not 100% sure.
So yeah, I think I really don't know where things are going with the show. Obviously it can't go that far because of the whole storyline of the Bad Batch of the original trilogy being a part of this whole storyline where they need to. So the original trilogy, they've got to adhere to it a little because in the original trilogy there's not really that many clones left. There's not really any clones anywhere because they all die out at some point. So if the Bad Batch are going to go somewhere, maybe they die of old age, maybe they die in battle, we don't know, but I hope not. I hope that they have a happy ending, but really, we have no idea where things could go. But
I sort of want them to get confronted by Darth Vader.
I want them to at least meet Vader. Yeah. I want Vader to, like... Because obviously, Anakin has met them before. So, if he confronts them, maybe they recognize him, maybe they don't. Maybe it's like they decide that who is this man? Who is, like, they don't know who he is. Because obviously not even like a lot of people do. So it seems to me that when it comes to Vader, there's only really a certain few people who actually know who Vader really is. Like Palpatine, he mainly only knows who the real Vader is. Obviously, Ahsoka does later on, but yeah, it's like a mystery type of thing that people just figure out who he is. But I'm hoping that whatever happens, because this show can't go on as long as Clone Wars did. It can't go on as Clone Wars did, but I'm hoping that it ends in a way where it's satisfying, and we know that these characters are going to be okay. But I want, out of all of them, I want Omega to be safe. If someone had to live, it would have to be Omega. What about you? Well,
I think that it's quite interesting the way that they're sort of capturing Omega. There's a lot of focus on her experience in these new situations, like when she meets Gungi, the Wookiee Jedi. She obviously learns about meditation, and she seems to almost sort of connect with.
They seem to be.
Gungi.
They seem to kind of be hinting at maybe her having some connection to the Force. Like they're kind of like doing little things where it makes you think that maybe she's Force sensitive, but.
And they did it last season as well.
Yeah.
Where like some stuff would happen and you'd be like, hang on a second, how did she do that?
We did that a lot of times last season where they made it like where things happened and it was like, is she Force sensitive? Maybe. Maybe she's like the first clone ever to be Force sensitive. Because obviously she was the first, wasn't she like the first testing of what that Boba was supposed to be?
Yeah, so there's like two. So all the clones have got like a growth acceleration in them. So like clones grow older faster, which is why they're not sustainable.
That's why they were in high demand during the Clone Wars.
But Boba and Omega don't have that acceleration.
Yeah, because when Boba was made, it was the only thing that Jango wanted. Jango wanted a son.
And he got a pretty badass one.
Mm.
As for, like, I do hope that at some point they either glimpse Vader or they are just downright, like, executed by him. Like, it would be very, very sad. It'd be a very, very
From
sad
last episode,
ending.
we do know that Palpatine is now just getting rid of them.
Yeah.
And the guy who plays Palpatine in live action also voiced him, which we didn't know at the time.
Indeed. I thought it was Sam Witwer, because that's normally who they get for that.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was the actual actor, which was a really cool thing for them to do.
Good old Ian.
Yeah, good old Ian. But yeah, go on.
So, I would like a sad ending. I would like it to not be, the good guys always win.
No.
I'd like it to be, maybe Omega does survive.
If
And
if it
maybe-
was any of them, I think Omega would have to be the one to live.
But I think the rest of the Bad Batch, maybe Echo survives as well because he's left them.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, like, either get executed by Crosshair, and then Crosshair's executed, or Vader tracks them down and gets rid of them.
So that's what our thoughts were like all the way through last season, was that maybe Vader shows up at one point and he's the one who, like, that the Bad Batch do so much trouble for the Empire that Palpatine ends up just bringing Vader in to stop them, even though he obviously wants to keep Vader a bit of a secret. He only brings Vader in for specific times. Vader's like his little henchman.
His little hand.
Yeah, like whenever any clone or whatever does something, or like someone's getting away from his normal soldiers, he's like, right, I'm gonna bring in my top gun, which is Vader. Vader's like his top man.
And now that we've seen Palpatine in the show, like not as a hologram, but like as an actual person, I think he sort of knows that the Bad Batch were involved in helping Senator Chuchi.
Yeah.
So I think that he's probably going to be eyeing them up for execution.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be wanting them caught, because they've caused him They've caused him a lot of trouble.
A bit more trouble than there were.
Yeah. Same with that's why I think Crosshair's becoming a bit more obsolete, because he failed to apprehend them. That Crosshair's now just obsolete. Is just useless to them now.
Just another soldier.
Yeah, so he's not special to them anymore like he was in season 1, because they thought that he was kind of special. That he was a clone without an inhibitor chip who willingly wanted to join the Empire. Out of any of the clones, he's like the only one who joined willingly without an inhibitor. So yeah, I feel like he's not special to them anymore. So having him, maybe he sacrifices himself to save Omega. Maybe that's his story, that at some point he will sacrifice himself for Omega, and that's when he dies. Because at this rate, I don't really see much redemption for him. He has to do really something massive for him to be redeemed.
Yeah, I agree. But it comes to the ultimate question, Jordan.
Yeah.
What would you rate The Crossing? That is the name of the episode, isn't it? Yeah. What would you rate The Crossing?
I really like the last two episodes. I think those were kind of so far the best episodes. If I'm going to have them as one episode, definitely they are the best episodes in the season. If I was going to rate this episode, I'd have to give it possibly a 7, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll have to, I don't know, probably a 7 or something around that area.
Yeah. I think I'm expecting too much from like 30-minute episodes.
The thing is about this show is it's a direct spin-off of Clone Wars, but Clone Wars was something really special. But Bad Batch is really gotta step up a little.
So I'm sort of in the mindset where I tune in every week to see where the story's going, and the story's not really going anywhere.
Yeah, because it started off like this. Season 1, pretty much every episode was connected with the odd little side story. But then but now it's kind of coming to a point where every season, this season, it's coming to a point where it's kind of not connected, and it's all just different side stories.
And I think that's sort of why I think that this show isn't as strong as some of the others that we've
that we watch, yeah.
So I think
because when you verse because this show is the first show we watch a week when we watch our shows. No, it's not. That's Last of Us. So this is the second show we watch, and we have Last of Us, which is the first one.
And then we've got our shows that we don't review, but just watch.
Like Flash and stuff like that. So I feel like Bad Batch is that show where we don't really have an expectation for it, because we probably know what the episode's gonna be at that point. So I feel we don't really have an expectation for it, but for our other shows we do.
Yeah, like Last of Us, I sort of know what each episode's going to be, and they're able to somehow still surprise me.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly surprised.
With this, every episode feels very predictable. Like I know what's going to happen before it actually happens, and for like that reason, like that episode just didn't impress me at all. So I think I'm just going to give it a 2. I'm going to be very harsh on it. After like the last 2 episodes,
I might downgrade to a 5, but I do think the episode did have some moments that I enjoyed more than others. But yeah.
I mean, the Clone Conspiracy and Truth and Consequence were like pinnacle of the season.
They actually made the story go forward. We actually got development.
And like every other episode has had something like that.
Yeah.
But the only thing this episode really did was have a moment between between Tech and Omega. And you know, it's a moment that they've done before. It's sort of like the same, you know, why don't you like seem sad? And it's like, because he's a soldier, he's, you know, he hides it well. And it's like the same thing that they've treaded with throughout like season 1 and 2 between Omega and Tech. So I just think it's generally weaker than any of the other episodes. Do you have anything else, Jordan?
No, I kind of like, I've got to say I do agree with you. Anyways, like me and you, that's why like me and you do have different opinions, but I do agree with you some stuff. But yeah, I feel like this show needs to step up its story a little. It's nice to have your one-off little story and all, like, but when it comes to it, it feels a bit more like filler.
Especially considering in the next 2 weeks it's going to be competing with The Mandalorian.
Exactly, yeah, because we've got The Mandalorian on the 1st of March, so the show definitely needs to get competing, because we'll be watching Mandalorian and Bad Batch on the same day, and I'm guessing we will probably watch Mando first.
Probably.
We will be reviewing Mando, by the way, guys. We will be reviewing Mando. Mando will be added to our review list because I feel like Bad Batch is ending fairly soonish.
There's like 7 more weeks of it, I think.
Right. So yeah, we'll be reviewing it because we already planned that anyway. So we will be reviewing that anyways. But yeah, I feel like as if the only reason we're not reviewing Flash is because it's on its final season. It's like 9 seasons, and it'll feel weird to review this season without reviewing its last season, its other seasons. But with this, it's like we've already, there's only like 2 or 3 seasons of both of these. So
what we're doing instead is either in our spare time or together, we're going to rewatch the entirety of each season.
Yeah, we're gonna
review each season as a whole.
Yeah, we'll basically plan after all these shows are done. When we get down to like probably 2 or 3 shows, when we've got enough time, we will go back and review every single season of a show, and maybe we can do the crossovers as like a separate thing where we.
Yeah.
I feel like we can basically review the show, and when it's a show with a crossover, we review the season and then just review the crossover as a separate thing. But
yeah,
we'll see how things go. But anything else? I don't have anything else to say.
I don't have anything else to say either. So I do hope that everyone did enjoy this review of Bad Batch episode 9, The Crossing. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. If you've got anything else that we haven't mentioned about the episode, any Easter eggs that you notice, any, differing of opinions that you have, do leave a comment down below. We do like seeing different opinions on the episodes, unless it comes from people that believe that screwdrivers don't belong in Star Wars.
You forgot to do one last episode, and I was like, is it over now?
No, still there.
You forgot to do one for the 2-parter, and I was like, is he finished?
The two-parter was too good.
So now he...
Screwdrivers don't belong in Star Wars, Jordan. We all know this. We all know this unrefutable fact. Drills don't exist. If you did enjoy, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what doesn't exist in Star Wars. I have been one of your hosts as Terrell.
I've been your host. You broke everything. Oh, right. I've been your host, Slasher.
And we'll see you in the next review. Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Forget 1,000 things every day, pal. Make sure this is one of them.
It's over, Anakin!